Just rockets himself right into the tackle and gets this pressure, this push out of the pocket that forces Tyler Huntley to have.
Inside, back outside, takes the hit, spins, has
talked about a factor.
Yeah, you see Grenard just coming over on Walker, and anytime the quarterback.
Thibodeau is going against Bernard Ryman, and Brian Burns had been having his way.
So the pressure brought inside that time by Ellis really set up the sack.
It's a bad sack by Jared Goff. You got to get rid of this football, but Nick Bosa just continues to play at an elite level. You know, he goes right through.
The Miami Dolphins go empty here, so the rookie Patrick Paul is on an island, and he gets.
And they're going to go for it. The Lions are on 4th down.
I believe. Watch to the left of your screen. Nice move with the hands. It goes past him. And sometimes if it
goes down into that C gap, which is between the tackle and the tight end, and just a little too much. We saw Travis.
Second time now that they've built this 5-man front. So what you're able to do is you can really set the edges.
To get the football out of your hands. See the pressure coming from all angles there. Always tough to outrun.
Calais Campbell, the old vet, the old head in that locker room, one of the leaders despite only being there for 9 or 10 months or so.
Back in with the power to the near shoulder, knocks Gibson down by pushing his face mask, and then gets the sack.
Of this defense, it's the edge rushers and just miscommunication. You've got 2 backup tackles in the game.
The coverage sack right there. There was nobody open. Russ had a good
check out that
for
bull
a minute,
rush.
But that bull rush, that's tough. And then he just loses it on the ground, ball out.
Have as many sacks, but it's his ability to impact the game, Noah, on every down. Run, pass, with this jet sweep motion by Zay Flowers, and he just completely ignores it, so don't be surprised.
Look at what Timmy, the center, pulls around to try to kick him out. There's 51, but showing that strength. Again, often we look at these guys on the edge.
A lot of deep zone coverage, and he's just not having anywhere to go with the ball. Nice job here, just tucking it, picking up enough to at least make this.
Bottom left of your screen, going against Rashawn Slater, who is a technician.
Right now, you get into a drop-back game, trailing by 22 here in the second half. And
well, Allen has been a disruptive force in the middle of this D-line all year, and he comes up with the sack there.
That Mike McDonald told us, I don't think I would take another defensive line in the entire NFL over what I have. Now, they blitzed. They brought some pressure from the.
Yeah, this time it's Will Anderson, the other half of that duo, along with Daniil Hunter coming in.
When the ball is tipped up in the middle of the field, and it's like slow motion as it drops to the ground.
The 43.
Well, we want to get rid of the ball quickly. You see how he takes one step there and tries to look out to it.
He's going against Brian Burns. He's got 2 guys on him, beats Kylan Granson, gets around Matt Conclauset.
haven't seen enough of that here in his rookie season. This is what he was drafted for. Remember at Alabama.
If he starts coming on, watch out. I mean, he ran right through right tackle. Watch this. There's vintage Von Miller. Just pushes Carter Warren down.
Getting to this offensive line, especially in the interior, you see they get Merrick involved.
Played the little game right here. Come back inside, and there it was. Had to let Armstrong go.
Defenders into the face of their quarterback at a higher rate than this Houston offensive line.
And he can finger roll.
The Iceman, George Gervin, loving what he's saying. In the first game, Anthony Nelson made the key play to force the fumble against Chuba Hubbard.
Loss of 5.
Loss of 5 on the play. Second and 15.
First guy through was Jalen Reeves-Maben, who came back off IR, activated after a neck injury.
You're going to see him, he's on the top, just off your screen to the right. And again, for a young player to be this good in the passing game, that's probably more expected, but brings them a little physical element against the run. And listen, it's not easy bringing down Derrick Henry, and seems like this Houston defense, this entire Houston sideline.
Second team All-Pro season last year.
Okay, see Matabike right here. He's lined up. This is backup right guard, Kendrick Green. Shaq Mason, the longtime veteran, he got hurt last week in that Kansas City game on Saturday. So Kendrick Green now, there's been a lot of moving parts all season.
At Penix, you're going to see the loop back inside here, and he would have hit directly right into Michael Penix had that hold not taken.
You can give a guy that plays multiple positions. He's a nickel, he's a corner, he can do anything, he can play linebacker.
He shows some of his quickness here. Taylor Decker, the left tackle, number 68. He just hits the gap right inside, has a straight shot on the ball carrier.
Here's the play that Bosa made.
Yeah, watch Nick Bosa. He's the one who flushes Jared Goff. If this play doesn't illustrate just what type of player Nick Bosa is in a game that he probably even shouldn't be playing in, as injured as he is.
Case scenario, Ofe, he chases him down all the way from the backside. It's just nobody is blocking this play, anticipating C.J. Stroud holding on to the ball.
Scheme just keeps working, dropping back Ellis, bringing the pressure to this side, and they just have not had an answer for J.D. Bertrand coming off the backside. It just seems...
Seeing the pressure right here, going play action, Smythe trying to get to Thomas and just can't do it, and Huntley tries to dive. And it is his. You saw the dance, he knew it. And you see him right there, one-on-one. This is so impressive. We're going to see him right here from his defensive line stance, and they're running away from him, and they're pulling the tackle right there, and that is just textbook technique. Gets right in his hip, is able to get in the backfield and make a big tackle for a loss. That, my friends, is Calais Campbell.
Such a good job in protection today. Sam may have a little sense of comfort that at some point you got to get rid of the ball. And now he's running left, where he's got numbers 1, 2, 3. He's got 3 blockers for 3 defenders.
Really tough for tight ends to insert and get these safeties that come down inside. You can see 81 there. Smythe.
Edwards-Helaire, the play before, he finally woke up. I mean, remember, these guys are running on low sleep, and that's what he does best. He's got it.
Fast those guys go to try to just get a hand on them. You see the burst right there from Myles Garrett to get the sack, and we've seen already Tyler Huntley.
To the Rams and the Lions, and now their offense has put up 40, but they've been able to shut out an opponent.
For Chase on this year.
We'll watch him chase him down. And Rattler, this is when you escape the pocket as a right-handed quarterback to the right, you got to almost have eyes in the back of your head. You'll see a lot of veterans give a quick peek before.
Tillman back in the backfield once again. He's been back.
What a mess.
He got up here, and Oliver, who's going to be so instrumental in this run, he's had a great game today, does it again.
Knocked it out.
And then Milano comes flying in, and Rodgers didn't want another personal foul penalty.
Yeah, the first of his career.
Well, this time they're going to use Spillane on the inside, and he's going to get free in that A-gap. You see him load up those fronts, and that's Jamal Williams all the way. You see him recognize it late, and that's where Rattler just has to tuck that thing and get down. Actually, a smart play by him.
Sure.
Guard and the center. You don't expect a guy closer to a 5 technique.
Yep, and this is really just about power and effort, not really a speed rush on the left tackle, Latham, but look at how he just drives him back, gets him on his heels, and then just keeps fighting to get Rudolph to the ground.
Taking away his first read, he's going to throw a slant to the right. Pretend to fake, here comes the slant to Garrett. It's covered, and that gives the extra half a second.
But if you look at Jacksonville with Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker, 2 edge rushers.
It will be ruled incomplete. Let's see, though, if he got him beforehand as he's trying to throw it. Knees down before the ball's coming out. Coming from the outside, watch as he goes upfield first and then loops to the inside. Now here he comes. And it's really good job there, drawing the double team so they can get there. Just when someone came into the zone, matched up with the receivers. No place for Baker Mayfield to go with it. Was nothing but white shirts. The blocking all went down this way. And look what happens. All of a sudden, he's got a crowd of 3. Deshaun Williams, number 75, was Jero Avero, the defensive coordinator for Carolina. I think he's going to bring extra defensive backs on obvious run situations.
You see him here working over Tyler Smith, clearly the best offensive lineman, and really just ends up beating the center Cooper Beebe. But you mentioned between Jane Carter
Milton Williams up with a second third down sack of the night for Los Angeles.
And Verse is on the right-hand side and forces the step up in the trip. And this is one thing that we talked about. Not huge sack numbers for Verse, but how he's now bringing everybody on that one. Nowhere for Corum to go.
Both receivers on the outside go deep and into the middle, Gesicki, but you have three defenders in the middle of the field. Burrow has nowhere to go with it except to try and check.
Quarterback, even those two #1 picks. And you see there's a bunch of bodies there.
And throughout the season, here he is. He's just going to time it coming around the edge. Watch as he times up that cadence. He's able to get off the ball so quickly.
Wow.
And then battle.
But watch Cam Jordan. Right there, 94. This is a hustle sack, and he knows exactly what to do. He uses his first move, then gets to his counter.
This front through the draft. See a little twist game right there. Tough for those offensive linemen.
On the edge, a Michael Mayer. Oh, man, he pushed him immediately. And that's the kind of strength and length this guy has. You see that punch immediately, and then gang tackling. That's what they need, and go ahead and flex on him.
By the Denver defense, they lose 6. Back to the 35.
Well, that time just rushed
as they will punt.
Yeah, you're going to see Arden Key. You can't see him on this screen, but coming off of this side. And then Jones is just going to try and step up. And it looks like Jones just runs into the back of his own offensive lineman. But that's, listen, Tennessee so far in this game.
Denver defense again comes up big.
Will Cochran in at right tackle, as we talked earlier in this game, because Mims is out, and that time Cooper taking advantage of it with the speed rush right around the end. That shows you why they haven't tried pushing the ball down the field a lot when they've been giving up. But in this game so far, other than that opening drive, they've been able to respond in the NFL. This year they are 5th in the NFL in run defense. This is multiple times today. Now we've seen on 3rd and short. This is great coverage. You see that the Broncos are only bringing 4, but no one is open upfield.
Here he goes, coming around Dan Moore.
Like you said, JJ.
Rip, turn, and it's that top turn. It's that Strange snapped that early because neither tackle moved. Remember, this is Strange's first start at center of his life.
Witherspoon, who ends up coming late. Jenkins over here that ends up pressuring. A couple of the guys on the inside end up dropping. The offensive line's confused. If you've not seen him play a lot this year, it's recognizing things. There's a defensive alert with Tyrese Knight coming on that blitz. Nwosu also both of them are able to get in there. Back in zone. Watch the second level with Tremaine Edwards and TJ Edwards, 53 and 49. Just kind of taken away anywhere underneath.
At the point of attack, we mentioned the ability of Marlon Humphrey in that slot to not only play the pass and match up both in man and zone, but watch the job they all do. Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson. See how they just compress the pocket? Nobody's getting deeper than Lamar. Nobody's getting inside.
This time it's number 8, closest to you. Able to come off that edge. They brought Julian Love, both safety.
You'll see Mack. He's going to end up, he's lined up right there in the middle, and they come with a stunt. Mack was actually to the outside and came all the way around and got pressure.
Going up against Darnell Washington. Mike Tomlin said he's very confident in Washington, but once again, Nate, he tried that hand knockdown technique. Like I said,
because Burns is going to be ripping across off the side, off of his left side. You see how quickly he gets off the football. Bernard Ryman had no chance.
Well, let's all take a look together, shall we, Ross?
Yep. Pressure comes late. Yeah, I think Khalil Mack got to the left.
Seattle can take the lead now with a long field goal.
Yeah, he does a good job getting his arms up. You know, we've seen on this drive Geno Smith making a few plays with his legs to keep some plays alive. He hit DK Metcalf, this time from the pocket. Martin, great job at timing that up.
In the middle of the year, put the heat on that time.
Hey, did a good job. There's 7 up, and then you'll see him drop a couple, including Jaron Reed, a big fella dropping in case there's a throw underneath. He read it perfectly, even dealt with the pressure from Ernest Jones and got enough on it.
Other young players that didn't care about the past.
yeah, it's tough. They were trying to get the ball to George there. He was open. And then the big guys in the middle with their hands up. That's the hands you were talking about.
Those
That's
the hands.
TJ. There's those hands.
Listen, as much as we compliment your little bro, we know he's fast off the line of scrimmage. We know he's strong. He can bull rush you. I just feel like he has all these other variables and elements to his game.
It's exactly what it is. Thank you very much. And there you go. And on the outside, that was Matthew Judon as well.
Yeah, they're excited. Coach Flores excited. Here's Van Ginkel. He's one of the guys in on this sack. It's a little five-man game. Five-man front.